And welcome back to Giyani, and this is the next stop in our election roadshow, and this is where Morning Live is coming to you from this morning. Right, we've heard from the parties, the 8 political parties represented here. We're going to talk now about some of the more granular issues, and we're going to start with the underspending on infrastructure, capital projects in Giyani Municipality, and why that is the case. And but before I get you to answer, I want to take this to the people. So I'm going to send the mic around and you can ask your questions and we'll factor in those answers with the questions that people will be asking. So here's the mic and we're going to go to you. Please, if you can just give us your name and tell us your question. Get straight to the question. We're not going to entertain stories. Name, question, so that we can move along. Go for it, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Kanyisa Dlamini. I want to ask APC, what are they going to do when they take government in the next 5 years?
All right, thank you so much. And next question. You in front of the mic, you can go.
I'm Tom Curry. I'm going to direct my question to the African National Congress.
Mr. Mkari, just hold on there. Mr. Mkari, please hold. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can please ask you, can you just please give each other an opportunity to speak? So we are going to take the questions. You're wasting time. That means you're going to ask fewer questions. So please, let's cooperate. Continue, Mr. Mkari.
My question is directed to the African National Congress. There have been general concern about water in Giyani. So I want to know from the African National Congress that when they win the elections after the 8th of May, what are their plans in terms of addressing the issue of water in Giyani? Thanks.
Thank you so much. All right, next question. You can step up to the mic there. Can we take another party? Party first?
What party?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, go EFF.
Thank you. My name is Austin Mabasa. My question goes to the EFF. I want to check with the EFF. If we vote for you, what are you going to do for us here in Giyani, especially in terms of land? We've got a huge land in Giyani. That's some of the space that are not occupied for a period of 25 years. So I want to know from the EFF, what are you going to do for us?
All right. Azapo.
Thank you very much. My name is Munyala Tabo. My question is directed to the Azapo flag bearer. Ntatemra, comrade chairperson of the province. Our people are suffering. Our people have lost hope. We have voted the corrupt people for 24 years. So I want to find out from you, comrade chairperson and your Azapo, what is it that you are going to do to bring the hope of the black people and the dignity? Because the dignity of the black people has demised because of the corruption that is being instigated by the ANC. Thank you.
All right, I tell you what, let's take some answers here, and as the other people move up to the mic there, and we'll take more questions, starting with APC.
APC, when we take over government, this is what we are going to do in the next 5 years. I just want to remind you that an elephant takes 18 to 22 months to give birth when it is pregnant. The ANC have taken 25 years to bring service delivery to the people and failed. We are going to take 5 years to bring service delivery to the people and change the country. This is what we are going to do. Number one, we will transform the economy and make the economy to serve the peoples of South Africa. Number two.
How are you going to do that?
Can I finish up?
And I'm just interjecting at this point. I will allow you to finish, but I want to know how you're going to turn around the economy.
Finish because I have a lot to say before, because I won't get this question again.
I will give you the opportunity. I'll give you the opportunity to finish, but how are you going to turn around the economy?
The economy must be people-centered. It must be socialist. It must not come from above. It must not enrich one man like it is doing with the tenders. Because with the tenders, only one man gets rich. If you go to the villages, you will find that there are 2 people who are building big houses and the rest live in shacks. There are no jobs and unemployment all over the country. So with the APC, it will be people-centered. It will come from the people. The people must decide. The people must work. The money that goes to the treasury must not be looted by the high-profile few. It must go back to the people and help build the economy. So we are going to transform the economy and make everybody work rather than to have 37.2% of unemployed youth in a country like ours.
But the economy is in a mess. We have less than 1% growth. How are you going to change that?
We will focus on agriculture and mining. We will also maximize provision of basic services. We will make the state to work. As you know that the morale of the public servant is down. As you know that the people as to the public service, it's not okay. When you go to government for services, it's like you are going to the king, and yet you are the king because you pay the government, you make the government, you raise the government. But you have to crawl for services when you go to the government, and yet the government is supposed to crawl to you to bring services. So we are going to make the state to work and make sure that we have got able administrators who will provide services, protect lives, protect properties, and be accountable and also transparent. We will also make sure that we provide permanent employment. We stop this thing of volunteering. We end it. We close it. Because if volunteering is good, let the president volunteer. I mean CR. Let him volunteer and volunteer for 12 months. We will stop this contract thing where people are going to work for 6 months, 3 months, and you are cut off. And we will make sure that people have permanent employment.
All right.
Not only that, APC is going to fight crime. Crime, evil. At the moment, crime starts from the top. We are not surprised when it is in our houses, because even the top men up there, down to the public servants, are all in crime. So we will stop crime in all areas. And of course, we will make sure that we get the right constitution that is Afrocentric, working for the people in Africa, for Africa, by the Africans.
What does that mean in practical terms?
What?
What does that mean in practical terms?
We mean that we will not take the constitution from CODESA, which was negotiated by CODESA. We will take the constitution by the people, for the people, Afrocentric. That will help the people. Not a constitution derived from Europe or from the West. We will make a constitution from Africa by Africans.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
APC.
you.
ANC, how are you going to deal with the water issue in this municipality?
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. I think on this issue of the water, I must put the matter into perspective so that all of us who should discuss.
Please do.
The water issue in Giyani came through an intervention when the Minister of Water, the former minister, realized that there is a serious drought around the area. They came with an intervention measures wherein there were 3 issues that has to be dealt with: the issue of the boreholes, the issue of reticulation, the issue of taking water from Nandon in the Vembe region to come to Giyani. Now this project initially came to Giyani specifically to deal with around 55 villages. After realizing that the people of Giyani are not only in the 55 villages, government decided to expand the scope of work, which will be able to cover all the 91 villages. What happened is, when the contractor was appointed, we should not be shy away as the ANC government to say something did not go right, wherein some of the people who were appointed to deal in the form of cattle civils decided to do some shoddy work. In some instances, they could be able to do some of the work that was not part of the scope. Hence, the president, when came in, requested that there should be an investigation. SIU are in place. People who have done wrong in terms of this water project, they should be able to be taken to book. And that is something very good.
How much was lost? How much did the municipality lose as a result of that?
Let me say, it is not necessarily the municipality which was, I will come to that. It is not the municipality which was implementing the project. It was the Limpopo Northern Water together with DWS. The budget initially was at 500 million as an intervention. But the project, through the price fixing and whatever, they rose the project to 3.2 billion, which we are able now to say we should be able to deal with that. So we have lost money in the process. I think by now you know that we have already said civil claims must come. Whoever has benefited unlawfully should be able to pay back the money to government because we are able.
But you basically are just playing for time because you know who the people are who benefited.
Yes.
Why haven't you taken action against those people?
Yes, we know who are these people because it was a company appointed by us as government.
Yes.
It's only that you should be able to know that even if you know somebody has killed, you can show that person. It should be through the courts of law that people must be prosecuted and be able to be found guilty and be able to pay.
So what have you done? So you said the SIU was investigating. You know who the guilty parties are. So where are we right now? Has anybody been prosecuted? Where is the case? Where are the investigations?
Okay, let me say that it will also be a case. If you start to say this one, we know the people who have been called for questioning. Some are senior people in government. I may not make. I'm not. I don't have the right as a politician to mention people's name. There are police who will be able to do that. What we are saying as the ANC government, out of that process, we have just decided to appoint a new contractor in-house as government to continue with the work we have started already. We are trying to make sure that the project gets to be completed.
So it's all good and well to say, okay, we hear you.
We want water. 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 We want water.
I want to give you.
We want water. We want water. We want water.
All right, all right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hear you. Okay. All right. We hear you. So getting back to the question at hand. So clearly, this is a very sensitive issue. This is a very emotive issue.
Yes.
And evidently, on your side, there seems to be a lack of consequence management yet again. Because the people are saying they are not seeing that you are dealing with this decisively and effectively. Because you are talking, and it's all rhetoric at the moment.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be any action to back that up.
I will come back to the consequence management issue. But let me say, what is it that we are doing after realizing that there's some of the work that is not being done? We have realized that we should be able to have an in-house contract, which has been appointed, which is on site as we speak today. They are busy working on the project. We will have seen there were a lot of trenches which were made by the previous contractor. Currently, as we speak, a new contractor is on site. It's able to deal with that.
Yeah, but you haven't dealt with the previous issue, and I'm not saying that service delivery should stop as a result. However, why should you be trusted to carry this project out any differently from the previous one if you haven't dealt with it effectively?
That's why we were able to realize, as the African National Congress, that something is not going right on the project. The intention was to provide water. We realized that already 3.2 billion has gone, but the people do not have water. That's why the president have requested and make sure that people get to be questioned. I may mention people's names, but the fact remains that as a politician, I must allow the Chapter 9 institutions, the police to do their work,
Okay.
so that they bring everybody to book.
Okay, we hope the police can get on with it and do their jobs as is being touted here. But of course, the call is corruption. That's what it's about. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll answer more questions. And of course, we'll take more questions from the people as well. Let's go to that break.